Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. Today we're going to recap the NCAA men's national title game, and then we'll do some NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball. Not in that order, though. Look ahead to today's soccer, portfolio, news and notes, and best bet. So, very small show today. All right, the title game. It was a close game in the first half, and then UConn just pulled away in the second half with the 15-point win, 75-60 over Purdue to repeat as national champions. What an accomplishment for UConn. We haven't seen a repeat winner since Florida in 06-07 when Billy Donovan was their coach. UConn finishes a staggering 37-3. Purdue finishes 34-5. Tristan Newton had 20 and 7 assists in the win, and Zach Edey 37-10 in defeat. So Zach Edey scored more than half of Purdue's points. So UConn's just in historic territory, but now the question is, does Dan Hurley stay or does he go to Kentucky? He better be Kentucky's number one target, but if he says no, can't do anything about it if you're Kentucky. So we'll see how that plays out, and so UConn just has to retain Dan Hurley. If they lose him to Kentucky, just thank him for the 2 titles, and hopefully you get somebody that is capable of the job. But they, like I said, they better keep Hurley if they really want to try for that 3-peat. But it also depends on who comes back to school. Does Tristan Newton return? Does Cam Spencer return? Does Donovan Clingan return? So they have some really big-time players, similar to last year, that have big decisions to make, whether to come back to school or not. So what's next for UConn? The best coach in the country is theirs, Dan Hurley, right now. To me, at least, he's the best coach in the country with the back-to-back titles. Try to avoid him going to Kentucky. See who comes back. And see if, make sure nobody leaves via transfer. See what the portal could do for you. And on the flip side, Purdue, great season. They should be proud of making the title game. They just ran into a buzzsaw in UConn. Edey literally had the team on his back to be in the game for a little bit. So Purdue has a lot to be proud of. Matt Painter, a lot of people say he's not a good coach. I disagree. He just has had some disappointing losses over the years, but obviously you were a 6.5-point underdog for a reason, and you shouldn't fault the coach when you lose to a dominant team like UConn. So Zach Edey's going to be in the draft. Who the hell knows? He might be a lottery pick at this point. I mean, some of the UConn guys might too, because the draft is super weak this year. So Purdue obviously will not be as good, obviously, with the loss of Edey. But like I said, transfer portal, who comes back, recruiting. So maybe there's a path where Purdue's good next year, but it's going to be... But that's even a harder question because UConn might lose Dan Hurley to Kentucky. But Edey's a bigger loss than if UConn were to lose Dan Hurley. So, obviously UConn's more likely to be top 25 and in the mix next year than Purdue. Although both can. You never know with the transfer portal and stuff, but I'd say UConn is more likely. Because I think Dan Hurley sticks around. So like I said, great season for Purdue. I mean, last night was the Edie show, but their guards were better. Like, Braden Smith was better. Fletcher Lawyer had moments. Lance Jones had moments. But UConn is just so good. And Edie, like I said, was just incredible. But he lost by 15, and UConn is taking the Nets down again. So, a fun tournament for Ian Eagle, who's now the voice of March Madness. He's had some good ones, too. So, yeah, the end of March Madness already, which is sad, because felt like a month ago we were doing the conference tournament shows. Alrighty, now move on to Major League Baseball. We will talk about last night's results and look ahead to today's games. Guardians over the White Sox 4-0. Yankees over the Marlins 7-0. Pirates over the Tigers 7-4. Reds over the Brewers 10-8. Jays over the Mariners 5-2. Mets over the Braves 8-7. Dodgers over the Twins 4-2. Phillies over the Cardinals 5-3-10. Astros over the Rangers 10-5. Rockies over the D-backs 7-5. Angels over the Rays 7-1. Padres come back from 8-0 down to beat the Cubs 9-8. What a big-time win for the Padres in that comeback. And what a really disappointing loss for the Cubs. And then the Nationals over the Giants 8-1. All right, we have a matinee game today between the Tigers and the Pirates at 12:30. Casey Mize and Martin Perez. The Buccos are obviously off to that great start. They're 9-2, tied for the best record with the Yankees. But we clearly know who's the better team, and it's not the Buccos. I mean, the Buccos do have the Orioles series win on their resume, but Yankees just... Astros, who won the World Series 2 years ago. D-backs, who made the World Series last year. Blue Jays, who are talented. But the Marlins are finally an easy team-ish. So, back to the game. Buccos minus 120, Tigers plus 102 over under 8.5. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Tigers minus 1.5 is plus 58. Pirates plus 1.5 is minus 192. For this one, this is an interesting one. But I'm going to go full game under. 2 o'clock, Orioles, Red Sox. Red Sox won from Fenway, Corbin Burns, and Brian Balow. Orioles minus 134, Red Sox plus 114 over under 8. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. O's minus 1.5 is plus 126. Sox plus 1.5 is minus 152. This is a hard one. Part of me does want to take the Red Sox outright in the home opener. But it's Corbin Burns. I'm going under 3.5 Red Sox runs at minus 111. 6 o'clock, White Sox, Guardians. Michael Soroka and Logan Allen. Guardians minus 10, White Sox plus 176, over under 9. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. White Sox plus 1.5 is minus 118. Guardians minus 1.5 is minus 102. Under. Brewers Reds at 6:30. Joe Ross and Frankie Montas. Reds minus 144, Brewers plus 122, over under 9, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Brewers plus 1.5 is minus 164, Reds minus 1.5 is plus 136, under. Seven o'clock, Marlins, Yankees. AJ Puke and Carlos Rodon. Yanks minus 190, Marlins plus 160, over under 8. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Marlins plus 1.5 is minus 140. Yankees minus 1.5 is plus 112. I'm going to go Yankees run line. Mariners, Jays. George Kirby, Chris Bassett is finally the Blue Jays home opener. Jays minus 110, Mariners minus 106, over under 8. Overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Mariners minus 1.5 is plus 158. Jays plus 1.5 is minus 192. Neither of these guys have been good. I like the over. More in like a side. 720 Mets Braves. Adrian Hauser and Reynaldo Lopez. Braves minus 190, Mets plus 160, over under 9.5. Overs minus 112, unders minus 108. Mets plus 1.5 is minus 136. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 105. Under. 7:30 Astros Royals. Christian Javier and Cole Ragans. Astros minus 130, Royals plus 110, over under 8.5. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Astros minus 1.5 is plus 132. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 146. I like the under. Dodgers Twins. Tyler Glasnow and Louis Varland. Dodgers minus 188, Twins plus 158, over under 8.5. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Dodgers minus 1.5 is minus 114. Twins plus 1.5 is minus 105. For this one, I'm going to go. It's kind of a bold. I want to do Dodgers alternate over 5.5 at plus 136. But I think that's a little ballsy. I'm just going to go Dodgers run line. 7:45 Phillies Cardinals. Zach Wheeler and Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray making his Cardinals debut. Phils minus 130, Cards plus 110, over under 7.5. Overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Phils minus 1.5 is plus 136. Cards plus 1.5 is minus 164. Cardinals outright plus 110, just based on the line. 8 o'clock A's Rangers. Alex Wood and Nate Eovaldi. Rangers minus 198. A's plus 166, over under 9. Overs even money, unders minus 122. A's plus 1.5 is minus 136. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 105. Rangers run line. 8:30 D-backs Rockies. Merrill Kelly and Cal Quantrill. D-backs minus 184. Rockies plus 154, over under 11. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. D-backs minus 1.5 is minus 120. Rockies plus 1.5 is even money. Under. That's too high. Even for the Rockies. 9:30 Rays Angels. Aaron Savali and Patrick Sandoval. Rays minus 124. Angels plus 106. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 134. Angels plus 1.5 is minus 162. I like the under. Nats Giants at 9:45. Josiah Gray and Kyle Harrison. Giants minus 174. Nats plus 146, over under 8. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 142. Giants minus 1.5 is plus 118. I like the over. And then 10 o'clock Cubs Padres. Ben Brown and Joe Musgrove. Padres minus 162, Cubs plus 136, over under 8, minus 110 each way. Cubs plus 1.5 is minus 156, Padres minus 1.5 is plus 130. I like the over. Not a terrible TBS game, by the way. All right, now we'll do NHL. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to today. Leafs over the Pens 3-2 in overtime on a game winner by Jake McCabe. Big point for Pittsburgh. They are tied with the Red Wings for a wild card. But they probably could have used the second. And then the Canucks over the Golden Knights 4-3. All right, big slate tonight, 7 o'clock. You have on ESPN Capitals Red Wings. That's a monster game. My gosh. Talk about must-win for the Red Wings. They're minus 150. The Caps are plus 125, over under 6.5. Overs plus 112, unders minus 140. Caps plus 1.5 is minus 196. Red Wings minus 1.5 is plus 162. I'm going to go with the over at plus money. Rivalry game, Rangers-Isles. Rangers minus 138, Isles plus 108, over under 5.5. Overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 195. Isles plus 1.5 is minus 240. Isles need the game, plus 108. Hurricanes-Bruins. Canes minus 11, Bruins minus 110, over under 5.5, minus 110 each way. Canes minus 1.5 is plus 205. Bruins plus 1.5 is minus 280. So I don't think the Canes are going to catch the Rangers. If they're going to do it, they got to win today at Boston. But do the Bruins want the President's Trophy again? Probably not, because of what happened last year. But I'm going to go Carolina minus 111. Flyers, Habs. Big one for Philly, who's minus 140. The Habs are plus 116, over under 5.5. Overs minus 140, unders plus 114. Flyers minus 1.5 is plus 172. Habs plus 1.5 is minus 10. I like the under at plus money. Jackets, Lightning. Lightning are pretty much locked into the first wild card. They're minus 330. The Jackets plus 260, over under 6.5. Overs minus 124, unders plus 102. Jackets plus 1.5 is plus 106. Lightning minus 1.5 is minus 128. I'm actually going to go with the rare under in the Jackets game at plus money. Sens, Panthers. Panthers not really set in stone for second. Still battling with the Leafs for second. I mean, there's a path where the Leafs can pass them, but Panthers-Leafs looks like it's going to be happening in the first round. The Panthers are minus 240. The Sens are plus 195, over under 6.5. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Sens plus 1.5 is minus 128. Panthers minus 1.5 is plus 106. I'm going to go with the Panthers on the puck line. So, Leafs, Devils. That's a big one for the Leafs to see if they can potentially pass the Panthers for home ice. Leafs minus 120, Devils even money, over under 6.5. Overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Leafs minus 1.5 is plus 202. Devils plus 1.5 is minus 250. That's low. You would think the Leafs would be bigger favorites than that. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm taking New Jersey, even money. Jets, Preds at 8. Pick 'em minus 110 each way, over under 5.5. Overs minus 122, unders even money. Jets minus 1.5 is plus 3. Preds plus 1.5 is minus 285. Jets are out of the mix for Preds. That's just Dallas, Rangers, Bruins at this point. Winnipeg's battling out for Colorado for second. Nashville not locked into the first wild card, but they're locked into a wild card pretty much at this point. So, I'm going to go under at even money. Sabres, Stars. Stars still playing for the President's Trophy. They're minus 235. Sabres plus 190, over under 6.5. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Sabres plus 1.5 is minus 128. Dallas minus 1.5 is plus 108. Dallas puck line. This is the golden opportunity for Dallas to win the Prez. Because if the Rangers lose to the Islanders tonight and Dallas wins, they're plus 650 to win the President's Trophy. Wow. Not saying it's actually going to happen, but why not? The Rangers are minus 470. That's a good little future there. But yeah, for Sabres, Stars puck line. 9:30 Wild, Avs. Avs playing for home ice in round 1. They're minus 194. The Wild are plus 160, over under 6.5. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Wild plus 1.5 is minus 152. Avs minus 1.5 is plus 126. Avs puck line. 10 o'clock, Ducks hosting the Kings. Kings minus 295, Ducks plus 235, over under 5.5. Overs minus 120, unders minus 102. Kings minus 1.5 is minus 108. Ducks plus 1.5 is minus 111. rivalry game. They're not locked in third. Vegas can pass them. So this is a big spot for Los Angeles. I'm going to take them on the puck line. Coyotes, Kraken. Kraken minus 144. Coyotes plus 120. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 132. Unders plus 108. Coyotes plus 1.5 is minus 215. Kraken minus 1.5 is plus 176. I'm going to go with Arizona outright plus 120. And last but not least, 10:30, Flames, Sharks. Flames minus 225. Sharks plus 184. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 134. Unders plus 110. Flames minus 1.5 is plus 115. Sharks plus 1.5 is minus 138. This is a hard one. But both teams are out of it, so this is obviously not the easiest thing to do. But I'm going to go with the under at plus money. Okay, the NBA's back tonight after a one-night hiatus due to the Natty. Almost every team is playing. You have 28 out of 30 playing tonight. So first up, 7 o'clock, Mavs Hornets. I just did lines, not totals. My projection is the Mavs by 11.5, and it is 13 and 222. Under. Pistons Sixers. My line's the Sixers by a whopping 19 1/4. There's a chance that Embiid doesn't play, so that would knock it to 8 3/4. It's 15.5. Total's 223. So if Embiid plays, I lay it with the Sixers. If not, I take the trade. Pacers Raptors. My line is the Pacers as a whopping 16 3/4 favorite, and it's 13 238. I'm laying it with Indy. 7:30 Heat Hawks. My line. All right, with Trae Young, I have Hawks by 1. Without Trae Young, Heat by 1.5. So I'm going to say Hawks by 1 because I think Trae's playing. Heat by 3.5. Total 220. Ooh. The pick's the Hawks either way. Plus 3.5. Even though they're locked in 8th, and Miami's playing for a lot more, I think the Hawks can hang around. All right, on TNT, Celtics Bucks. My line is the Celtics by 4.5, and it's 2.5 and 228. I'll lay the 2.5 with the Celtics. But if Giannis doesn't play, that goes up to 12. So getting the Celtics at cheap is really nice. But when are the Bucks finally going to win? 8 o'clock, Knicks Bulls. Minus the Bulls by 2.5. And it's Knicks by 5. Wow, that's too high. Total 212.5. I'm taking the Bulls getting the points. But yeah, that is way too high. And the Bulls are favored in that game against the Knicks last week. But that was because they didn't know that OG Anunoby was coming back in that game. Next, Spurs Grizzlies. My line's the Spurs by 6.5. And it's 3.5 and 215. I'm laying it with the Spurs. Magic Rockets. My line is the Magic by 1, and it's 3 and 215. I don't love the pick because the Magic need the game. I'm going to take the Rockets getting the points. Wizards T-Wolves. My line is the T-Wolves by 20 1/4. And it's 17 and 223.5. I'll lay it with the T-Wolves. Kings Thunder. My line is the Thunder 7.5. And it's 5.5 and 226.5. I'll lay it with OKC. 9 o'clock, Nuggets Jazz. My line is the Nuggets 17.5. And it's 15.5 and 225.5. I'll lay it. 10 o'clock, TNT Warriors Lakers. My line is the Lakers 3 3/4. And it's 2.5 and 236 under. Next up is Clippers Suns. My line is the Suns by 1. And it's, how is it 7.5? Who's not playing tonight on the Clippers? No Kawhi? Because that's ridiculous. The Suns should be favored by that much. Give me the Clippers plus the points. That's way too many points. And then Pelicans Blazers. My line is the Blazers as a 9.5 point underdog. And it's 13 and 213. I'm going to take Portland getting 13. That's a lot of points. But yeah, I need to see who... Oh, wait a minute. So I know what I did. I know the mistake I made. I didn't look at the... So Kawhi's out. So that... Now I have Suns by 5. So now that line makes more sense. And then Simons is out on Portland. Now that goes to 13. So I might have to change my pick there. Oh, but Ingram's out on New Orleans. So that goes right back down to 10. And then Brogdon on Portland is out. So that's 12.5. I'm doing line changing on the spot on the podcast. You don't see this very often from me. And then Shaden Sharp on Portland's out too, so... Yeah. That's my fault for not looking at the nightcap. So, I'm going to still stick with Clippers plus the points. But that's probably out of the conversation for best bet now. And then I'm going to change my Pelicans-Blazers pick to over 213. All right, now move on to soccer. I do not think we have a lot of soccer. We might have Champions League. But we'll see about that. We'll recap yesterday's games and look ahead to everything today. Serie A from yesterday, Inter Milan over Udinese 2-1. And then women's friendly from yesterday, South Korea over the Philippines 2-1. And then this morning, New Zealand, Thailand was a 0-0 draw. Today at noon, we have Costa Rica, Peru. Yeah, we don't have that one. I think Costa Rica wins that. And at 8 o'clock is Mexico, Australia. I'll go with Mexico there. Yes, we do have UEFA today. Quarterfinals. 2 matches. 3 o'clock. Real Madrid and Man City. That is about as sexy as it gets. Man City's plus 150. Real Madrid plus 180. Draws plus 240. Going Man City plus 150. It's the first leg. In the first leg, Arsenal-Bayern. Arsenal minus 40, Bayern plus 370, draw plus 290. Going under 2.5 goals at plus 108. And then tonight, we have the She Believes Cup. So the third place match, 4 o'clock, Japan-Brazil. I don't know why that's not posted. But I'm going to say Brazil wins third. And then your final is U.S.-Canada at 7 o'clock. U.S. minus 180, Canada plus 470, draws plus 310. I'm going to go over 2.5 goals at minus 112. And then today we also have English League Championship. So 2:45 we have Millwall and Leicester. Leicester minus 160, Millwall plus 490, draw plus 260. For this one, we're going over 2.5 goals, minus 106. Plymouth QPR. QPR plus 145, Plymouth plus 195, draw plus 220. I'm going with QPR as a favorite, plus 145. Preston Huddersfield. Preston plus 155, Huddersfield plus 185, draw plus 210. I'm going to go with the draw plus 210. Sheffield Wednesday, Norwich City. Norwich plus 115, Sheffield plus 240, draw plus 230. I'm going Norwich plus 115. They're better. Southampton, Coventry. Southampton minus 145, Coventry plus 320, draw plus 310. over 3.5 goals at plus 106. And at 3 o'clock, ESPN2, ESPN Deport Days, and ESPN Plus leads Sunderland. Leeds minus 360, Sunderland 8-1. The draws plus 460. We're going to go over 3.5 goals at plus 148. And I don't think we have other soccer. Maybe the Saudi Pro League. Let's look. No, we don't even have the Pro League. Wow. All right, now move on to portfolio. We skipped this last week. We're back this week. I'm going to start looking at NFL draft stuff, because the draft is coming up in just over 2 weeks. We may or may not have a mock draft on tomorrow's show, if not Thursdays. We're probably going to do it Thursday because it's 2 weeks out, and then we'll do one every other day next week. So, the draft. This is one of my favorite things to bet on, as you know. So, and you guys know I love betting on value. And I love trying to find, like, who has the most value at what spot. And I love betting on the team to draft the player as well. That's always a lot of fun. And so is a position of team's first drafted player. It's crazy. There's a player that's minus money at the number 7 pick, which is insane. But you know I love chaos in the draft. And I think that we're going to see a lot of chaos. And I also love betting on guys to be like top 10, top 5 picks. And it looks like the top 3 are going to be Williams, Daniels, and May. In some order. And a guy that I think might drop is Brock Bowers, which is insane. And I'm also looking at position of first drafted player. And these are hard. The Broncos are minus money to draft Bo Nix. And the Vikings are a very short favorite to draft J.J. McCarthy. But I think there's value on a team to draft J.J. It's a team that needs a quarterback. They have a really good head coach. But their issue is that they're in a loaded conference and in the same division as the champs. At 9-1, I'm going to take the Denver Broncos to draft J.J. McCarthy. And I'm going to play a small amount. Only a 20th of a unit on it. So J.J. McCarthy, 9-1 to the Broncos for portfolio. Okay, now move on to the news and notes for today. So there's stuff to get into. Trae Young had some high praise for Dan Hurley after going back-to-back. Logan Ryan retires from the NFL, played 11 seasons. Congrats to him. He had a nice career. Speaking of Trae Young, the Hawks are likely to trade a star, as they're expected to move Trae Young or DeJounte Murray this offseason. It'd be funny if they traded DeJounte back to the Spurs. I think Trae Young and the Spurs are a match made in heaven because Victor needs that second star and the point guard, ideally. The Suns are to sign Isaiah Thomas for the remainder of the season. So there's a video of John Calipari going viral about refusing to address rumors while walking his dog. Well, we know you're going to Arkansas, just admit it. Kenny Smith begs Jay Wright to become Kentucky's next head coach. I don't think Jay Wright wants to do that, although that would be an incredible hire. Nate Oates says he's committed to Alabama despite Kentucky rumors. Former NBA player E'Twaun Moore says that Zach Edey is a first-round pick and is boosting his draft stock. I don't disagree. The favorites for next year's NCAA title, of course, are the Duke Blue Devils at 10-1. With Cooper Flag coming in, of course, they're going to be, like, the expectations there are going to be really, really high. And a most outstanding player went to Tristan Newton. He was like +3 something. That's crazy. And the funny thing is that Arkansas's title odds for next year went from 71 to 30-1 after the Cal news. Charlotte to interview a G League coach, the Stockton Kings' Lindsey Harding. Wow. That's pretty cool. NCAA may expand transfer rules as new rule could allow players to transfer an unlimited number of times and play immediately. I like the play immediately part, but unlimited number of times is a lot. There's athletes that reacted to yesterday's solar eclipse. Apparently, Trae Young was one athlete that saw it bare-eyed. Garrett Cole weighs in on the pitch clock as he calls MLB's dismissal of potential injury impact of pitch clock short-sighted. Trae Young cleared to play. He had surgery on February 27th. Sedene Rafaela agrees to an 8-year extension, $50 million from the Red Sox. So good on the Red Sox for locking him up. Cooper DeJean is viewed as a safety as he spent his whole college career at cornerback. So there's some versatility there. So Cal's NIL budget is around $5 million, as Arkansas's willingness to spend cannot be overlooked in John Calipari's decision. Aaron Bradshaw enters the portal after the Calipari news. Amari Williams was contacted by Duke, former Drexel forward, has been linked to Indiana, Florida, Creighton, and St. John's. And Carter Knox reopens recruitment as he decommits from Kentucky, had considered Louisville and South Florida previously. The Knicks were fined $25,000 reporting rules as they violated NBA's injury reporting rules regarding Mitchell Robinson on March 27th. Naomi Girma is day-to-day. There's no confirmation if she'll play tonight against Canada. And bad news for the White Sox. Luis Robert, 68 weeks, dealing with hip flexor injury. Brutal news for the White Sox. They're going to end up just tanking. And that obviously hurts his trade value. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. Yesterday's loss with Purdue. There's a couple that jumped out to me. And I'm going to go to hockey, believe it or not. And I'm going to lay a fifth of a unit. And I'm going to lay the puck line with the Dallas Stars against the Sabres. I just think that they want to win. If the Rangers lose tonight and Dallas really cares, I think they're going to go for that President's Trophy. So I'm going to lay the puck line with Dallas at -1.5 at +106. So there you have it for best bet and the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything, look at everything tomorrow. We have Survivor and Masked Singer tomorrow, so that should be fun as well. And then I'll give you guys my pick for the Masters. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone. And don't forget, one thing also, tonight we're going to actually have Derek on. We haven't had Derek on in a long time. It's been about a good probably 6 months since I've had him on, maybe longer. But an overdue conversation with Derek tonight, so stay tuned for that as well.